Hello and welcome to Whimsy Creek Art. Today's video we're going to mix some M1 latex paint additive and extender in with some acrylic paint to make some fluid acrylics. So this is what we're going to use as like our pouring medium. This is a water-based product, but it is super stinky. I honestly would not recommend it, but I'm going to go ahead and if you've got the product, I'm going to teach you how to mix it. Here's the back, lots and lots of warnings on the fumes. It is smelly, be well ventilated. So we're going to use all Master's Touch paint, white, liquid acrylic, then the rest are tube paints. And that is a cobalt blue, pink, all Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby, pale blue, viridian, bright green, and chrome oxide green, which I also mix an additional color, equal parts of white and the chrome oxide green to make kind of a mossy green as well. And so here we're going to start with the white, and we're going to put 1/3 a cup of the liquid acrylic, the white. So this is a lot thinner than the ones in the tubes. That's the only one that we have that's the liquid acrylic. So this is like water consistency. It is super thin compared to like Floetrol or some of the other pouring mediums you might be familiar with. So what I did was I took 1/3 cup of white and 1/3 a cup of the pouring medium, so equal parts. I mixed that up and it is still super thin. For most paint pours, you want a consistency of like heavy whipping cream or warmed honey or crepe batter. It's kind of that sort of consistency for majority of paint pours. And so we mix this up. This is quite smelly, but it is kind of hard to mix up as well. And so that's a little bit thin. So I end up putting another 1/3 cup of the paint. So now we have 2/3 cup of the liquid acrylic, the thinner paint, and 1/3 cup of the pouring medium. So 2 parts paint, 1 part pouring medium. But 2/3 cup of the paint and 1/3 cup of the pouring medium tends to give about a little bit thinner than really what I was looking for. You can see it come, that's how you test it, is just see how it's coming off the end of your popsicle stick. So, all right, I need a lot more of this cobalt blue to make it work. So I'm going to get about 2 ounces. I have about half the tube or 2 ounces of the cobalt blue. And I'm going to take, this is a 1/3 cup measuring cup. So what I'm going to do is pour in about half of that. So it's going to be about 1/6 the cup, or that's also about 3 tablespoons. So about 3 tablespoons or 1/6 of a cup with 2 ounces of paint. And this is with the tube paint, the Master's Touch acrylic cobalt blue. And you just got to mix, really make sure you scrape all the sides and get it mixed thoroughly. And then just check your consistency by letting it kind of just run off the end of the popsicle stick. So that seems to be about a good consistency. 2 ounces of paint to 1/6 cup or 3 tablespoons of pouring medium. All right, so this green, I'm going to use a little bit more of the green. I'm going to put in the whole tube, 4-ounce tube of paint. So it's about a 4.1 ounce, but you get about 4 ounces was squeezed out of there. So 4 ounces of paint to 1/3 of this M1 paint extender that we're using as our pouring medium. This 1 quart of M1 latex paint extender cost about the same as a gallon of Floetrol, and I usually always use Floetrol as my pouring medium. And I have lots of videos that I'll link down below with me mixing my paint, but I usually use 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. And with this M1 paint extender being so thin, I ended up using about 1 part of the pouring medium, the M1 paint extender, to 3 parts paint, which ends up being about the opposite of with mixing with Floetrol to the M1 extender. So this is not cost effective. The paint is your spendier portion of this. So if you're using 3 times more paint to get your right consistency, it's just not a very cost-effective way to paint. All right, got these all mixed up. Now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a paint pour using these colors all mixed up. So I'm going to go ahead and do a tree ring pour on a ceramic tile, 6 by 6 inch ceramic tile purchased from the hardware store, Home Depot, or Lowe's carries them. A 3-ounce cup of paint should do just fine for a 6 by 6 inch tile. So I'm going to pour this kind of down the side of the cup, trying to get them to layer in and not mix throughout as I pour them in. So I'm going to pour each layer down kind of the side of the cup, just alternating colors here, and I'm not using any silicone. This is that mossy green color that I mixed equal parts white with the chrome oxide green to give kind of a lighter green. And that is the chrome oxide green there. Oh, got a drop on the tile there. No big deal. Just wipe that off. And I didn't do anything to these tiles to prep them other than I did wipe them down with some rubbing alcohol. And that's just to get the dust and stuff off of it from being at the store. But no need to gesso or prep the tile in any other way. Just wipe it off with even some dish soap, or I just use some rubbing alcohol. So you're just going to pour this gently straight in the middle. And this is a tree ring pour, or some people call this a straight pour. And you're just going to gently pour out, and you're going to see each color is going to come out kind of somewhat separately, kind of rings, almost looking like, you know, the rings of a tree. And so you just pour this straight out of the cup real gently. And with such a small 6 by 6 inch, we're just going to do one of these, but you can do multiple on a larger canvas, multiple rings on the same canvas. And so we're going to pour all of this out till we get to where we got the pink kind of in the center. So when you're layering in the cup, you always try to think of it the opposite. Whatever you're going to put in first, that's what's going to be kind of your center. So what you should do is you should take your left hand here at the end and grab underneath before you drip. Because look there, I dripped. But oh well, that's okay. I'm going to pretty much pour that off. I'll get that drip poured off. So now we're going to just tilt to each corner, getting that all the edges. And so here is an example of the M1 paint extender mixed with Master Touch paint. Now, I will say one good thing for this paint extender. It does dry a super, super shiny and kind of really smooth surface, almost like it already has like a varnish or a clear coat on it. It dries nice and smooth. So that was one nice, I would say, good thing this one had for it. So, all right. Here I'll show you the close-up. And thank you so much for joining me. And let me know if you have any questions. Let me know down in the comments down below. Have a great day.